listening to the Holy Bible 1-Year Challenge with Master Storyteller Michael Wood, featuring the easy-to-read version and used by permission from Bible League International. Enjoy the show!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 84. We are continuing in the book of Numbers. Do you have a red cow, or have you seen a red cow? Because you're going to need one for chapter 19. And in chapter 20, we're going to see Moses make a mistake. And this mistake will cost him the promised land. What can Moses do that's so bad that after leading God's people out of Egypt and witnessing all of the miracles and even talking to God personally on a daily basis and building the tent and carrying the tent and even defending God against those who questioned him, what can Moses do that would make God so angry? And while this is all going on, the Israelites are trying to get into the promised land. But as we know from before, people already live there. And we have a little problem with the king of Edom, and we have a little problem with the Canaanites. Actually, these aren't little problems. They're big problems that are extremely violent and deadly. So I think we've made it abundantly clear that without God, the Israelites have no hope of taking the promised land. We are also continuing in the book of Luke, and we see the Pharisees and the teachers of the law are trying to find something Jesus is doing wrong so they could accuse him of something and arrest him. What we see in this testimony from Luke is Jesus really embracing who he is. That is, the Son of God. So when they question him about certain laws, you're going to see Jesus' response is simply, hey, when it's the Son of God, all bets are off. He's the guy who makes the rules. So how are you going to throw the book of rules at the guy who made them? And I think through this, we see Jesus transcend from just some random guy in Nazareth, actually the Son of God himself. Not just a great teacher, not just another philosopher, but truly the Son of God, who is Lord over the law of Moses, which includes the Sabbath day. If you enjoy the show, visit me at patreon.com/storymaster. You'll find the link in the description box below. By contributing as little as $1 per month, you will enable me to continue this ministry, and you'll get cool rewards too. Together, we're going to get through the Bible in 1 year. Let's get started. Numbers 19, the ashes of the red cow. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron. He said,
"These are the laws from the teachings that the Lord gave to the Israelites. Get a red cow. That is nothing wrong with it. That cow must not have any bruises, and it must never have worn a yoke. Give that cow to Eleazar, and he will take it outside the camp and kill it there."
The following are further instructions from the Lord. Then Eleazar the priest must put some of its blood on his finger and sprinkle some of the blood toward the holy tent. He must do this 7 times. Then the whole cow must be burned in front of him. The skin, the meat, the blood, and the intestines must all be burned. Then the priest must take a cedar stick, a hyssop branch, and some red string. He must throw these things into the fire where the cow is burning. Then the priest must wash himself and his clothes with water. Then he must come back into the camp. He will be unclean until evening. The man who burns that cow must wash himself and his clothes in water. He will be unclean until evening. Then someone who is clean will collect the ashes from the cow and put them in a clean place outside the camp. These ashes will be used when someone must keep a special ceremony to become clean. These ashes will also be used to remove a person's sins. The man who collected the cow's ashes must wash his clothes. He will be unclean until evening. This rule will continue forever. This rule is for the citizens of Israel and for the foreigners living with you. Those who touch a dead body will be unclean for 7 days. They must wash themselves with the special water on the 3rd day and again on the 7th day. If they don't do this, they will remain unclean. Those who touch the body of someone who has died are unclean. If they stay unclean and then go to the Lord's holy tent, they make it unclean. So they must be separated from the Israelites. Because the special water was not thrown on them, they remain unclean. This is the rule about those who die in their tents. If someone dies in the tent, everyone in the tent will be unclean for 7 days, and every jar or pot without a lid becomes unclean. If there is a dead body out in the field, whether the person died in battle or for some other reason, whoever touches that dead body or its bones or even its grave will be unclean for 7 days. If you have become unclean, someone must use the ashes from the burned cow to make you clean again. They must pour fresh water over the ashes into a jar. That clean person must take a hyssop branch and dip it into the water. The clean person must sprinkle it over the tent, the dishes, and any people who are in the tent. That clean person must do this for anyone who touches a dead body, its bones, or even a grave. Then that clean person must sprinkle this water on you on the 3rd day, and again on the 7th day. On the 7th day, you will become clean. You must wash your clothes in water, and you will become clean in the evening. Whoever becomes unclean and does not become clean must be separated from the community. If an unclean person is not sprinkled with that special water and does not become clean, that person might make the Lord's holy tent unclean. This rule will be for you forever. Whoever sprinkled the special water must wash their clothes, because they will be unclean until evening. And whoever an unclean person touches will be unclean until evening. Numbers chapter 20. All the Israelites arrived at the desert of Zin in the 1st month of the year. The people stayed at Kadesh. Miriam died and was buried there. There was not enough water for the people, so they met together to complain against Moses and Aaron. The people argued with Moses and said,
Maybe we should have died in front of the Lord like our brothers did. Why did you bring the Lord's people into this desert? You want us and our animals to die here? Why did you bring us from Egypt? Why did you bring us to this bad place? There is no grain. There are no figs, grapes, or pomegranates. And there is no water to drink.
So Moses and Aaron left the crowd of the people and went to the entrance of the meeting tent. They bowed down with their faces to the ground, and the glory of the Lord appeared to them. The Lord spoke to Moses and said,
Get the special walking stick. Take your brother Aaron and the crowd of people and go to that rock. Speak to the rock in front of the people. Then water will flow from the rock, and you can give that water to the people and to their animals.
The walking stick was in the holy tent in front of the Lord. Moses took the walking stick as the Lord said. Moses and Aaron told the people to meet together in front of the rock. Then Moses said, You people are always complaining. Now, listen to me. We will cause water to flow from this rock. Moses lifted his hand and struck the rock twice. Water began flowing from the rock, and the people and their animals drank that water. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron,
You did not trust me enough to honor me and show the people that I am holy. You did not show the Israelites that the power to make the water came from me. So you will not lead the people into the land that I have given them.
This place was called the Waters of Meribah. This is where the Israelites argued with the Lord, and where he showed them that he was holy. While Moses was at Kadesh, he sent some men to the king of Edom with this message. This message is from your Israelite relatives. You know about all the troubles we've had. Many years ago, our ancestors went down into Egypt, and we lived there for many years. The people of Egypt were cruel to us. We asked the Lord for help, and he heard us and sent an angel to help us. The Lord has brought us out of Egypt. Now we are here at Kadesh, where your land begins. Please let us travel through your country. We will not travel through any fields or vineyards. We will not drink water from any of your wells. We will travel only along King's Road. We will not leave that road to the right or to the left. We will stay on the road until we have traveled through your country. But the king of Edom answered,
You may not travel through our land. If you try to travel through our land, we will come and fight you with swords.
The Israelites answered, We will travel along the main road. If we or our animals drink any of your water, we will pay you for it. We only want to walk through your country. Don't want to take it for ourselves. But again the king of Edom answered,
We will not allow you to come through our country.
Then the king of Edom gathered a large and powerful army and went out to fight against the Israelites. The Edomites refused to let the Israelites travel through their country. So the Israelites turned around and went another way. All the Israelites traveled from Kadesh to Mount Hor. Mount Hor was near the border of Edom. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron,
It is time for Aaron to die and go to be with his ancestors. Aaron will not enter the land that I promised to the Israelites. Moses, I say this to you because both you and Aaron rebelled against the command I gave you at the waters of Meribah. Now, bring Aaron and his son Eleazar up to Mount Hor. Take Aaron's special clothes from him and put these clothes on his son Eleazar. Aaron will die there in the mountain, and he will go to be with his ancestors.
Moses obeyed the Lord's command. Moses, Aaron, and Eleazar went up on Mount Hor. All the Israelites watched them go. Moses removed Aaron's special clothes and put them on Aaron's son, Eleazar. Then Aaron died there on top of the mountain. Moses and Eleazar came back down the mountain. When all the Israelites learned that Aaron was dead, everyone in Israel mourned for 30 days. Numbers chapter 21, verses 1 through 3. The Canaanite king of Arad lived in the Negev. He heard that the Israelites were coming on the road that goes through Etharim. So he attacked the Israelites before they reached Arad. The king's army captured some of the people and made them prisoners. Then the Israelites made a special promise to the Lord.
Please help us defeat these people. If you do this, we will give their cities to you. We will totally destroy them.
The Lord listened to the Israelites and helped them defeat the Canaanites. They completely destroyed the Canaanites and their cities. So that place was named Hormah. Luke chapter 5, verses 33 to 39. A question about fasting. Some people said to Jesus, John's followers often fast and pray, the same as the followers of the Pharisees. But your followers are always eating and drinking. Jesus said to them, At a wedding, you cannot ask the friends of the bridegroom to fast while he is still with them. But the time will come when the bridegroom will be taken away from them. Then his friends will be sad and fast. Jesus told them this story. No one takes cloth off a new coat to cover a hole in an old coat. That would ruin the new coat, and the cloth with the new coat would not be the same as the old cloth. Also, no one ever pours new wine into old wineskins. The new wine will burst the old wineskins. The wine will spill out, and the wineskins will be ruined. You always put new wine into new wineskins. No one who is used to drinking old wine wants to try new wine. They say, The old wine is good enough for me. Luke chapter 6, verses 1 through 11. One time, on a Sabbath day, Jesus was walking through some fields of grain. His followers began to pick some heads of grain. They rubbed them in their hands and ate the grain. Some Pharisees said, Why are you doing this work?
that our law does not allow on the Sabbath day?"
Jesus answered them, "You have read what David did when he and those with him were hungry. He went into God's house, took the bread that was offered to God, and ate it. He also gave some of it to those who were with him. This was against the law, which says that only the priests can eat that bread." Then Jesus said to them, "The Son of Man is Lord over the Sabbath." On another Sabbath day, Jesus went into the synagogue and taught the people. A man with a paralyzed right hand was there. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees were watching Jesus closely. They were waiting to see if he would heal on the Sabbath day. They wanted to see him do something wrong so that they could accuse him. But Jesus knew what they were thinking. He said to the man with the paralyzed hand, "Get up and stand here where everyone can see." The man got up and stood there. Then Jesus said to them, "I ask you, what does the law allow us to do on the Sabbath day? To do good or to do evil? Is it right to save a life or to destroy it?" Jesus looked around at all of them and then said to the man, "Hold out your hand." The man held out his hand, and it was healed. The Pharisees and the teachers of the law got so angry they couldn't think straight. They talked to each other about what they could do to Jesus. Proverbs 8, 1 through 11.
Listen, wisdom is calling. Yes, understanding is shouting for us. Wisdom stands at the top of the hill, by the road where the paths meet. She is near the entrance to the city, calling from the open gates.
I am calling out to all of you. I am speaking to everyone. You who are ignorant, learn to be wise. You who are foolish, get some common sense. Listen, I have something important to say, and I am telling you what is right. My words are true, and I will not say anything that is wrong. Everything I say is right. There is nothing false or crooked about it. These things are clear to any intelligent person. They are right to anyone with knowledge. Choose discipline over silver and knowledge over the finest gold.
Thank you, everyone. That was day 84. Join us for day 85. If you've ever seen the medical symbol with a snake and a staff, you'll hear in Numbers chapter 21 where that story comes from. And in the book of Luke, Jesus chooses his 12 apostles and then gives a big sermon, mostly about loving your enemies and how to receive God's blessings. We hope you enjoyed today's verses. Be sure to leave us a positive review and to share this podcast with your friends and family. Please join us for the next episode as we experience the Bible in 1 year.
Did you know we offer online courses in creative writing, literature, and web design? Visit us at storymaster.online to learn more.